Welcome to Kickstarter Connection. I'm Kevin Delp, and I'm happy to be part of the Tangermouse family. I'm up north having Christmas with family, but we're going to take a few minutes and look at some board games coming to Kickstarter in January.
Hexbans launches on January 4th. It's a sci-fi game for 2 to 4 players. It is a fast, hexagon-based tactical board game. In the game, players are interstellar commanders and warlords who are battling for different planets, and it plays in about 30 to 60 minutes. January 7th, MeepleSource will launch a campaign for new game upgrades. Alchemical Crystal Quest relaunches on Kickstarter January 9th. It's a fantasy cooperative board game. Take the role of an alchemist wizard and create spells using crystal-colored gem combinations for fighting with enemies. It comes with 10 missions and a modular board campaign to reveal the complete history and save your alchemy teacher from the hands of the evil sorcerer, Darkthony. Pinball Showdown launches January 10th. You and up to 3 friends are the actual pinballs in the game. Players are dealt 10 cards each. They represent pinball playfield devices. You only have a short time to score the most points and complete the various combos for bonuses before it's all over. Subterrace A is 1 to 6 player cooperative game of a terrifying cave escape. Players take the role of amateur cavers attempting to escape an unexplored network of subterranean tunnels. Players spend their turn exploring and revealing the tunnel system around them, attempting to survive the various perils of the cave. Day Night Z launches January 11th. You can pick a group of up to 4 survivors and can choose either survival mode or campaign mode. The game is divided into 3 segments: adventure phase, travel phase, and refuge phase. The new CMON Limited, formerly Cool Mini or Not, brings us another game in the world of Xenoshyft, Xenoshyft Dreadmire, which can be played as a standalone game or mixed with Xenoshyft Onslaught. It brings us a new Xenoshyft experience to your tabletop, with 8 new troop types, 20 new item types, and more than 40 new enemy types. Check this out on Kickstarter on January 12th. Eagle Griffin Games is bringing us Railways of Nippon to Kickstarter on January 17th. It's a standalone version of the Railways of the World series. There are new Baron cards and Operation cards. Also on January 17th, Forged by Geeks is launching Defense Grid the board game, a cooperative deck-building game based on the Defense Grid video game franchise. Players must face off against waves and waves of aliens as they try to protect the cores. Defense Grid the board game includes at least 10 missions and 6 AI characters. You may be familiar with The World of Smog on Her Majesty's Service. Well, another game in this series is launching on Kickstarter January 17th, 2017. The World of Smog, Rise of Moloch. It's a Victorian adventure board game for 2 to 5 players. It takes place in alternative England, where magic and technology have taken an extraordinary turn. While some players embody gentlemen dedicated to foiling the conspiracies that threaten the crown, one player will act as the nemesis, stopping them by any means necessary. Learn more about this game on CMON's website. Land of Zion is an expandable card game that launches January 24th. It offers a variety of elements, such as resource management, dice rolling, card positioning, and tactical gameplay. The game is for 2 to 4 players played on a large grid-based playmat. Matches take 45 minutes to an hour to complete. On January 26th, Gameland Games launches Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. It's a 4X style board game with miniatures that tells the epic tale of orcs versus humans, dwarves versus elves, battling kingdoms, and individuals who turn the tides of war. Players control one of these classic factions, competing to expand their kingdom into new territory. Sometime in January, Manhattan Project 2 Minutes to Midnight will launch by Minion Games. It's 20 years after the end of the Manhattan Project. The superpowers of the world are embroiled in another vicious arms race. Manufacturing nukes is no longer an obstacle. All nations are now capable of churning them out at a rapid pace. The challenge of this era lies in the development of the various delivery systems called the Nuclear Triad: strategic bombers, ballistic subs, and land-based ballistic missiles. Another game launching in January is Myth: Dark Frontier. It's for 2 to 4 players and plays in about 90 to 180 minutes. Dark Frontier combines high adventure with resource management, programmed action selection, and epic conquest to create a unique gaming experience to further enrich the world of Myth. Players take on the roles of iconic heroes from the world of Myth, aiding the besieged city in its never-ending quest to push back the darkness. Each hero has a small deck of 5 actions: travel, battle, encounter, fortify, and quest. I also believe Peak Oil will launch sometime in January. You're the top manager of one of the big oil companies tasked with leading your enterprise into the future without oil. And lastly, sometime in January, the Pirate Republic relaunches its campaign. It can be a cooperative game or a competitive one. It's for up to 4 players. We tried this out a few months ago and had a good time. Well, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel.